Welcome to Game of the Day, where I randomize a date and play a game that came out on that same day. Today we're starting with 1980 for the year and February 17th for the date. There's no game on that date, but what's more romantic than the next closest game releasing on Valentine's Day in Moon Cresta that released on everything? But the 1980 version originally came out in arcade, so that's the one we'll be focusing on. So we start off in space as this is a fixed space shooter similar to Galaxian, which released a year earlier, but you're probably more familiar with its sequel Galaga that released in 1981. The gameplay premise is simple. You move left and right, shoot aliens and other space debris, and try your best to avoid their attacks. The way they do health in this game though is a bit different. Similar to how spaceships are in segments, your 3 lives are 3 different spaceship parts. Your first life starts with the smallest spaceship that has a single beam you can hit enemies with, but as one goes down, the next segment is a medium-sized ship with dual beams comes in, and then after that we have the final large ship that is still dual beams, but they're spread a bit further apart. The reason they're spread further apart though is due to another unique mechanic that occurs after you get done with a few wave of enemies, which is the docking bonus section. If you're on your first or second life, you're given 30 seconds to connect all the larger spaceship segments for extra points, a bonus life, and the ability to shoot beams from all the ships at the same time. And for those of you who are curious, yes, you can fail to dock, which takes a life and you don't receive a bonus. But one of my biggest pet peeve was the default fire rate just felt too slow. Maybe it was by design to give more incentive for the docking portions, but with the speed enemies moved at, it felt like the game didn't know whether it wanted me to play slow and steady or fast and reckless. Also, unlike Galaxian and Galaga, there were certain attacks that felt completely unavoidable due to how easy it was to get trapped trying to maneuver through enemies. Despite all that though, I set my goal at breaking the high score of 5,000 but ended up doubling it to get to 10,000, which took me around an hour. One last thing I'd like to mention though was when inputting your name for a high score, you could only go back and forth, not down to other characters, so it felt like that scene in SpongeBob with Plankton running across a harmonica just to put 3 letters in. Instead of a back or erase button, they put a rub button, which I think more games should go back to using. While I didn't have the most fun playing because of how slow it felt, I did like some of the ideas it had, and I thought the alien designs were pretty cool and vibrant. With all that being said though, I'd like to give this game a waning crescent out of 10. Make sure to follow and leave a comment what you would rate this game alongside other games you hope to see in the future on the series, and I'll see you guys in the next one.